Give a big round of applause for your host and MC. He is my mentor. He's been doing comedy for a really long time. And I need all of you to be paying attention and laugh really hard for this. You're in for a treat. Give it up for Mark Lucas.
What's up, Bossy Girl? How you guys doing tonight? You doing good? All right. I'm from a small town. Anybody in here from a small town? Let me hear you, small town people. Yeah, it's a lot of drinking in a small town, right? Yeah, it's a lot of drinking. That's one of the main activities. There's drinking. There's driving around the square. That's a big one. There's hanging outside of the store. And then one of the more popular activities, especially with me, was sitting on top of the big hill, looking at the stars, talking about how you're not going to die in that town like everybody you went to high school with. You know what I'm saying? Popular one. I was a nerd in a small town. Nerd in a small town's a rough business, because my parents were also nerds, and my mother was determined to get me killed at school, I believe. Because she'd send me to school in my little redneck town in a blazer and a tie. It's like being sent into prison with a dress on. Like, here's what every yearbook page that had me on it looked like, right? Here's a kid with a black Metallica t-shirt and a rat tail. Here's a kid in a black Anthrax t-shirt and a rat tail. Here's me in the blazer and bow tie with a black eye, like, ready to run immediately afterward. Like, here's my packet, the money's inside, and then just take off. Like smoke weed. We got any weed smokers here? Huh? Yeah. Like weed. Costs everything. Just give a Heil Hitler to liking weed. I don't know how to take that. Seriously, I was like, who likes weed? And this guy was like, yeah! What? Nazis smoke weed. Not, clearly, ethnically ambiguous Nazis smoke weed. Wouldn't you have to in that environment? Like, shit, they're gonna find me out. I do not have blonde hair. Like smoke weed. I like a joint. Joint's my favorite way to take in weed. I like a joint because a joint's like a little portable crime. And the best part about that crime is the more I commit it, the less evidence remains that that crime happened in the first place. Takes care of itself. I can be walking down the street smoking a joint, see a cop drive by, just ditch it right in the sewer. I can't chuck a 3-foot bomb, you know? Unless I throw it into a stained glass window. And then I've only bought myself some time. I'll be picking through it. St. Francis, Mary Magdalene, Grateful Dead Bear. Go ahead and test that. Probably not part of the original window. Get in the car, Jerry. If I was a cop, and I'd never be a cop, but if I was ever a cop, I think I'd be really good at pulling over stoners, because you can't breathalyze stoners, so you gotta figure it out in other ways to get the probable cause there. I just walk up to the window. Yeah, go ahead and roll it down. All right, thank you. What do we have here? We've got, no, don't give me your license and registration just yet. Let me see your iPod, though. Got some Keller Williams, Tool, whatever, Bob Marley, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Sir, is that the band from the Muppet Show? Why don't you go ahead and step out of the car for me, real quick. Let me ask you a question, sir. If you raised a cow and a pig as friends, and then you made a sandwich out of cheese from the cow's milk and pork from the pig, do you think that it would taste better because they had been friends? Oh, you do? Go ahead and put your hands on the hood for me. We're going downtown. Nah, I'm just kidding. Give me half your stash. Get the hell out of here. Went to a car wash the other day. Car wash for me is a brick carport with a power sprayer in it. You know, the poor man's car wash. You put $90 in quarters in there. And then it's like a game show. You've got 15 seconds to spray off the outside of your car. Mark Summers is there, because works hard for ex-Nickelodeon host and shit. Anyway, I didn't make it. Had to go to the change machine, get some more change out. Next to the change machine was a dispenser for air fresheners. And they had 4 scents available. They had evergreen, shaped like a little Christmas tree, as you'll have. Cinnamon, also shaped like a Christmas tree, and, you know, maybe. I've never seen cinnamon growing, so it might look like that. Then there was a white Christmas tree that said new car set. And then there was a red, white, and blue Star Spangled Banner Christmas tree air freshener labeled Vanilla Pride. Really? Vanilla Pride. That's like 2 synonyms away from a hate crime. Like people get in. Mark, your car smells predominantly like vanilla, but do I detect a hint of racism, sir? Jamal, that's why you're in the back. So, yeah, see? It's Rosa Parks' joke. I figured out the only way that could be a more racist air freshener, especially lately, is, all right, it's a Confederate flag Christmas tree air freshener, and it's called Fuck Licorice. And it just smells like everything but licorice. I know what you're thinking, like, black or red, doesn't matter. Either way. I was in the grocery store the other day and I saw a box of free-range corn dogs. Free range! Because isn't it a shame when corn dogs are all locked into cages like they are? You've seen the videos of the internet, people. Hundreds of corn dogs stuffed into a single cage. Can't even turn around. Sad little corn dog poking their head out. Sarah McLachlan music playing. In the arms of the angel. Sad little corn dog looking out. Mean ass guy on a grainy video kicking him and poking him with a stick. Fuck you, corn dog. Corn dogs were meant to roam free over the plains as God intended. Little corn legs going, big round shiny black eyes, stick tails wagging in the breeze. You didn't know they had tails and eyes and stuff? Because Americans are wasteful, my friend. Just throw that shit away. The Native Americans used every piece of the corn dog. That joke's ridiculous. That joke goes way too long. Ate a handful of mushrooms the other day. Yeah, what's up? Because sometimes a handful is enough. What measurement? Handful. However many fit in this hand. Well, I walked out my front door, I started hearing music. Yeah. Fell down a manhole. I got lost on the mushroom walk. I was a little bit worried, but then I fell down a bottomless pit and it took me right back to my front door. Who is the civil engineer for Mario World? These people live there, one assumes. It's a poorly planned area. Like, there's bottomless pits everywhere, for one. And also, you know, Bowser's got to be pissed he's not getting a return on that investment. Like, can you make the pits, like, 8 or 9 feet wider and not, like, put running platforms and springboards in front of everything? Like, are we trying to keep that guy out or what? He's in my backyard every day at 3. He's not a Navy SEAL, folks. He's a plumber. A plumber with mad ups, but a plumber. And who hired the turtles? Because you're fired. Those green ones don't even stop when they get to an edge. They just walk right the hell off. And who put spinning columns of fire in my house? I don't like that either. Recently got engaged. Thank you. She moved into the house, and not a moment too soon, because until she did, I was unaware how substandard all of my things were and how they had to go immediately. So I was walking a thin line, and then she was there to tell me how shitty all my stuff is, so. But here's a question I got the other day, and this was brilliantly worded. She goes, "What are we gonna do with your couch?" Like, we missed like 3 questions in there, like, do we want your couch or my couch? None of that. What are we gonna do with your couch? Which I've already slated for extermination. But I told my old man about that. I went over to my parents' house and I was like, "Man, she's just getting rid of all my stuff." And he goes, "Come with me." And then we go into his office, because he has an office, because we're super white. So we go into the office, and he points above his desk, and above his desk, there's a largemouth bass mounted on a piece of wood. And I go, "What's that?" And he goes, "That is all I've got left." But my mom heard us talking in the other room, and she goes, "What are you guys talking about?" And I go, "I'm just looking at Dad's bass," and she goes, "We should get rid of that damn thing." It get nothing. Breaks my heart to think what would be there instead. Bad painting of a field. Dad caught that like a man. You just got rid of that shit. So scientists have just announced that they've been able to create a chimera. What a chimera is, in scientific terms, is when you take 2 animals that wouldn't otherwise be able to breed, and then they blend them together to create a whole new animal that didn't exist before. So on the documentary I was watching, they took a mouse and a hamster, and they blended them together to create a mouster, which costs like $1 bajillion, right? But right before they went to commercial on the documentary, they said that since they could do it with animals that were that different from one another, they could do it with almost any 2 animals. Then they go right to commercial like that wasn't the most important thing of the entire documentary. You can blend any 2 animals together and you went mouse, hamster? Fuck you! I got a combo for you. Half cheetah, half cobra, right? Be a cheetah-sized animal with a big cobra head coming off of the top of it. Run you down at 60 miles an hour like that. For years, the problem with cobras has been that they can't take you off of a motorcycle, and science has cleared it up. Half cheetah, half cobra. I'd call it the chobra. I'd keep it in my yard, guard my stuff, fight my kangas, a kangas, by the way, is a half kangaroo, half mantis, which is next. There's a kangaroo on the bottom, mantis on top. That shit's vicious too. You want to see a chobra and a kangas fight? You know you do! You know, they say that Adam from the Bible was given the job of naming all the animals of creation. But I had to name the chobra and the kangas myself. Because if he'd have seen either one of them, they would have both been named FUCK! Normally when I'm writing these jokes, I'm in a little coffee shop in Victorian Village, and it's right down the street from Battelle Research Laboratory. You guys know what that is? They do all kinds of nuclear engine research and whatever, and there's definitely aliens down there. You know, if you ever read Facebook at 3:30 in the morning. So every now and again I'll like try and see if I can get a scientist to let loose on, what are you doing down there, you know? Is there aliens or what? You guys shoot JFK? What's happening? Are lizard people real? I was in this coffee shop working on jokes, and there was a guy came in and sat down across from me with a lab coat on with a name tag, and he was from the Town Research Laboratory. So I was like, all right, now I'm finally going to figure it out. So I just kind of go, hey man, what are you working on? And he goes, oh, I'm working on a nuclear safety protocol. If I get this right, it should make nuclear power safe for residential areas. I was like, is that what you're really working on? He goes, yeah. And I go, dude, that's really awesome. He goes, well, thank you. I go, yeah, cool. And he goes, you got a pad? What are you working on? I go, the Chopra? He's like, what's that? And I'm like, oh man, half cheetah, half cobra. Running down 60 miles an hour like, totally take you off motorcycle, man. In my state of mind, I felt as if there would be a positive reaction. Like, I don't know what I thought he was gonna do, like whip out his phone, like, hold that thought. Let me call the boys at the lab. Chopra. Yeah, well, we're gonna learn it, Carl. Here was his actual reaction. Here's what he did. He goes, okay. And then started working on stuff again. And that's when it dawned on me, this is the stupidest I've ever seen to anyone. Because this guy is literally a nuclear engineer, and I am concocting stoner animals at 12:30 on a Tuesday afternoon. That gap is huge. Me to Forrest Gump doesn't equal that gap for me. So, fuck. Anyway, I feel kind of dumb. So I go back to writing about, Jaffrilla. It's a fucking giraffe with gorilla head and hands. It's up now. By the way, giraffes have had it easy for too long. We need to saddle those bad boys up and see what they can do. All right? I want to ride a tall horse. What's the deal? Think you get away with it because you got spots? I don't think so, Stretch. Saddle up. You ever seen giraffes fight? They fight with their necks, whipping them around. Wow! Yes! Saw the Kentucky Derby a couple weeks ago. It's interesting. A couple of horses running around in a circle. Get some giraffes out there. Get those jockeys in on that sweet, regular height person riding quadruped animal money. You know what I mean? I could be a giraffe jockey. That dream is too far away from me from here. Put some spike collars on those giraffes, the neck fight. Now I'm standing over by the side, wearing a seersucker suit, drinking a mint julep. Got a little bit of giraffe blood on myself. I'll pay $250 for that. Anyway, where was I before I ranted about how giraffes have it too easy? Oh, right. So the scientist that made me look stupid goes to the bathroom, and I get up to get some more coffee. And when I walk by his table, my eye is drawn to his notepad. Because on top of the notepad, he's got scientific things. But about halfway down the page, it would appear that his mind has wandered a bit. And he's drawn a shark with 6 ant legs coming out of the side. Right? And underneath that, he's written, shan't. And this is my favorite part. All right, so here's the drawing. Shark, 6 ant legs, label, shan't. Next to it, he's drawn a little stick figure man. And he's labeled it 6 foot. So that you've got the scale down. So that you know what you're looking at is a shark-sized ant shark and not an ant-sized shark ant. Because how embarrassing is that mix-up, right? You're on top of the mountain with your lab coat blowing behind you, wild hair, lightning everywhere. Release the sheds! And then just a small progression of ant-like. Did you look at the diagram? I labeled it 6 foot, Carl! So I went and got some coffee, and then I sat back down in my seat. And he comes back a little bit later, and I'm kind of waiting for my moment, waiting to jump in wherever I think I've formulated this well enough. Concocting a brilliant plan so that I'm not an idiot against a nuclear engineer. That's gonna work. So right when I think of it, I'm like, by the way, that nuclear safety protocol you were talking about, is that for like a graphite shielded or a small water cooled reactor? And he goes, oh, that's a water cooled reactor. I go, okay, cool, thanks. Yeah, I forgot, you were telling me earlier there was a lot of stuff and got away from me. Oh, one other thing. You know the Chopper would totally kick the Shant's ass, right? Yeah! In my mind, I was like, what's up now? But then he goes, on land. And I was like, yeah! Ah! Nuclear scientists! You guys have been an absolutely fantastic audience. Thank you so much.